So, welcome to this meditation of Agape, Phoberos. Agape refers to the pure universal love. It is a love that transcends romantic affection, sexual desire, affiliation. It is that pure universal love. Phoberos is an epithet of Hecate, coming to us from antiquity, that is fearful, means fearful. Within this whole big vast world, there really are these two dominant energies. One is love, agape, and all of its many subsets, and the other is fear in all of its different versions. This meditation is based on the ritual exercise in lesson 5 of the Keeping Her Keys book. And over the years, it has become really beloved by many of my students. It is a very intensely healing meditation. So take good care of yourself as you go into it. I do encourage you to light your candle, maybe do a little bit of a space cleansing. Let's just do a little bit of that as we get started. So if you've got your candle or your hands there, let's just do that counterclockwise motion of cleansing the space. And then let's bring it around in the right hand, encircling us and protecting us as we go into this meditation. Now, in this meditation, how we do it is that we begin by exploring our own fear and connecting to the energy of fear. Fear, of course, is the energy of the shadow self. Fear is not to be denied or ignored or avoided. Fear is very important in life. If we didn't have fears and anxieties, anger, repulsion, disgust, if we didn't have all of the fear emotions, we wouldn't have that internal alarm system. We need an internal alarm system. Fear tells us when things are not right. However, because we live in a world that is designed to keep us in a state of Phoberos for various reasons, mostly focused on around consumerism and disempowerment, so we don't question the power structure, because we live in this world of fear. Additionally, many of us have had early childhood experiences that have violated the attachment security that we naturally come into this world with, because we learned early on that we couldn't trust those who were responsible for taking good care of us and keeping us safe and nourished and validated. So there is a two-pronged system that often infuses us with an excess of Phoberos, of fear. Agape, love, of course, is the energy of secure attachment. It is the trust in the world and others that carries with it wisdom, not blind adherence. Agape teaches us to be open and strong, to have firm boundaries, yet at the same time, be soft and seek to understand, not criticize others. So while fear or Phoberos is essential to our experience, it is our alarm system. It tells us when things are awry. We want to dwell in the land of agape. For many of us, again, because of our cultural mores and experiences we've had, we are dwelling in the terrain of Phoberos. When we think of equanimity, The equanimity of agape Phoberos is that agape is the flow that we exist in, and that Phoberos comes to us when we need to pay attention, not the opposite, where we are always hypervigilant. We are always coming at it from the shadow. Nothing wrong with the shadow. The shadow is teacher and companion. But the shadow's energy of Phoberos makes us hypervigilant. It can make us rigid instead of flexible. It can render us anxious, angry. All these things which are very valid, yet in an excess and when inappropriate, are very, very troubling and cause us a great deal of disorder, dis-ease. So this meditation rectifies an overabundance of Phoberos by welcoming in agape to shift the balance. If we are feeling too much in the territory of Phoberos, it shifts us back into the land of agape. And we can also see Phoberos and agape as two keys. Sometimes we need the key of Phoberos. We need to pay attention. Most of the time, we want to open the gates of agape. So I welcome you to just close your eyes if that's safe for you, and soften yourself, turning the attention to the breath. And we're going to go through the exercise of aligning the three selves, of really grounding ourselves, connecting, and opening up the mind, clearing out the mind so we can connect to the meditation. So let's begin with that. Take your breath down, down, down to the physical nexus point of the root, which of course is both physical and spiritual, pulling that breath all the way down. And if you can, really pull it down until you feel that pressure deep in the sitting bones. This truly helps to open the root and ground us if you can take it to that level of feeling that pressure, almost like you need to pee. And you let that breath go, give it some vitality, just. And that opens up the root. The natural inclination of the root is to ground, is to connect us to Chthoniya, the earth beneath us, really tethering us, stabilizing, and so on. And just stay here in this energy, feeling that root activating, stretching, feeling what's just being released, feeling any feelings. Of course, the root is associated with intuition and emotions. And we've established a root web, a healing root web. So you may also naturally feel a connection to that healing root web that we've been maintaining and offering as a healing font for those in need. Now I want you to see that root, and I want you to see the energy kind of traveling up to the heart. So taking the breath to the heart again, if you can, really pulling that breath right in and letting it stop right at the heart, right at the ribs, stretching them out with your breath if you can. And then just let that go. Give it a big exhale. The heart, of course, is the strong back, the soft front. It's that intersection, that crossroads between our interiority and all that is external, actions, relationships, and so on. Connecting that heart energy of action with that root energy of emotions. That is really, when people say, my heart is aching, it's because there is that combination of what is external with that emotional self. So feeling that connect. And also, if there's anything coming through here, just see it slide down that cord of connection to the root, and then just keep going, being released. And finally, let's pull the breath upwards to the busy mind. A way to do this with the breath is just to kind of stop your breath at the throat. Pulling it in here, but just stopping it here if you can. And then again with a big exhale. Let's do that again, because I find that this is the most challenging one to work the breath into. So pulling the breath here, holding it if you can, and letting it just go upwards through the mouth, the sinuses, the eyes, the brain, just bringing air into all of that. And then exhale it with a lot of force again. And feeling that connection to what I call the crown with the heart and the root, and thoughts that don't belong in your mind space. You can see them just kind of sliding on down past the heart, through the root, and back into Mother Earth. Now let's abide here in this feeling of connection between the three selves, root, heart, and crown, and that cord. We can also see this as the soul serpent that connects them, and just stay in this place of alignment. And now let's venture into Phoberos, the energy of fear, together. Hecate and other expressions of the goddess have many fearful aspects, sometimes known as epithets. These are titles and characteristics that are associated with fear. And indeed, Phoberos itself means fear and is an ancient title of Hecate. Now, Hecate and other expressions of the Great Mother in her totality, of course, she comes with love and she comes with fear. And you may want to whisper Phoberos as we invite that spirit to safely visit us. Again, we are in our safe space. We have done our alignment. We are very empowered and whole in this moment. And it is a time when we can claim that key of Phoberos and for a few moments explore whatever Phoberos brings up for us. Now, this can be a specific phobia you might have. You might be terrified of spiders or flying or public speaking. It might be an experience you had that made you very fearful. It might be a worry that you have, like you are afraid of this. You might be afraid of losing a person that you care deeply about, losing your job, losing yourself. Whatever it is that Phoberos shows you. and see whatever is coming through for you. See that with that soul vision, knowing that you are so much more than that fear. You are the one perceiving the fear. The fear doesn't have you. You are allowing it to speak to you. And I want you to pay close attention and record it in your mind, your energy, whatever came through, so you can explore what it means later on once we're done our time here in this meditative space. Now, this may come through with a symbol, a sort of key that you can work with later on. So if you have a symbol coming through here, take note of that too, please. Now, thank Phoberos. It is helpful if you are a visual person to see yourself as closing the gate on Phoberos. There's many different ways I've taught this meditation. Sometimes we do it that we transmute or transform the fear into love. In this particular version, we are focusing on just releasing that Phoberos, just letting it go, putting it back in its cave, locking the door to it, and then we can do more explorations of it to see what it might mean for us later on. And lock it up with gratitude. Fear, again, is a great teacher. It's our alarm system. Now, while fear, of course, has its rightful place in the world, we want to dwell in agape. While the goddess, while Hecate has her fierce, fear inducing, intimidating, earth cleaving aspects, she is much more so the benevolent empress, Anasa. Anasa Atala. She is the flow of love. And so we want to allow that energy of agape, pure love, to come through now. And if you wish, you can whisper agape, 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 come to me. And as we've released that fear and put it in a place of where it is safe and that we can explore it and that it will visit us when we need it, we're going to just open the gate, claim the key of agape. Pure love, appropriate trust, openness, and strength. This is agape. And anything that comes through, anything that the spirit of agape reveals to you, whether it's a memory, a desire, you could feel a warm embrace of the goddess of Hecate herself here. You might feel the times that you have been well loved. And if you haven't, you may feel that agape of Hecate coming through. You may feel the times that you have loved others well. When you have felt secure and grounded and valid. Whatever comes through for you here. And again, you may receive a symbol. Take note of the details of anything you're seeing, anything you're feeling, so that you can make some notes later on and explore it more. And open yourself, open your field, your personal energy field to that flow of agape. Acceptance, validation, healing, power with, not power over, contentment, calm, rejuvenation. All of these are the medicines of agape. And see yourself as part of the universal flow of agape. You are receiving this and you are also transmitting it. Feeling the largeness of agape and the smallness of Phoberos. Such an important personal rectification, and this work that we are doing together is a way of restoring agape to the world. This is a love that is fierce and true and strong and seeks to understand. Offers healing through dealing. And you are welcome to dwell in the energy of agape as long as you wish, and revisit this meditation frequently. And to see the world as agape and Phoberos. In my teaching, I emphasize the two energy polarities of approach and avoidance. Agape is approach. We move towards the love. Fear, Phoberos, is always about avoidance. We don't want to do the hard thing. We're angry, we're feeling disempowered, all of those things that go with avoidance. See ourselves as always dwelling in these spaces of love and fear and approach and avoidance. And we can ask ourselves in this moment right now, what do I choose? And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, make some notes about your experiences during the meditation. And I thank you for trusting me to guide you through.